Welcome my super geniuses and my love light lifers. As promised, today's video is about procrastination. If you are procrastinating in your work, on your projects, on anything in your life, it might just be a part of your projects that you are procrastinating on. So this might be if you're making videos like this one, perhaps you like making the video but you don't like editing it, or vice versa, and therefore you find yourself procrastinating in one area or another in your life. This can be frustrating, especially being that we know, we're not silly, that if we move forward and we actually do stuff, we will see the results. And we know what's good for us. Sometimes it's just a matter of, just don't feel like it. This is a huge thing when it comes down to being a creative person. Just don't feel like it. Happens sometimes more than we'd like to admit. So we're going to go through the 3 top things that are probably keeping you in procrastination and a little bit stuck. Here's number 1. Okay, first of all, the first thing that's keeping you in procrastination is not understanding procrastination. Procrastination is an emotion, it's a feeling. It's not an action or lack of action as a lot of people think it is. I'm just not doing the work. I just don't want to do it. I just don't feel like doing it. Let's just see it for what it is, and that is, it's an emotion, it's a feeling. And the thing that you've got to remember about understanding that feeling is that it's like any other feeling. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. But if you're having procrastination or that feeling of procrastination every time you address the same thing, the same project or the same part of a project or the same career choice, isn't it weird how we could turn around and say, I really want to be a famous artist. However, then we can turn around and procrastinate about making our art. Well, the first thing to know about procrastination is how it works, what it is. Because as an emotion, it is not just a feeling, it is caused by a thought. Like all feelings that we have, when we focus in a specific way, it causes us to feel a certain way. Just the same as when you see something as a good thing, you feel good, but if you look at the negative traits about it, you'll feel bad. And I think most of us, or probably all of us, have done this before and have had it happen even if we didn't do it on purpose. And what I'm talking about are those times where somebody gave you or you found a different perspective on something and it turned the way you felt about it around. It's like finding out some new information about a person. I think everyone's been through that one where you had a specific feeling about a person and then you found out something about them and it changed the way you felt about them. This is what you're wanting to do with procrastination. You're wanting to shift the feeling. Okay? The second thing that you will find is up there with top reasons and things and mistakes that is keeping you in procrastination is not just misunderstanding procrastination, but thinking that it is actually an action. So, as we just spoke about, it's an emotion, it's a feeling, and demonizing it is probably the biggest mistake that we make, because as all emotions are, they have a reason for being there. And a lot of times, instead of understanding how our emotional guidance is working, instead what we want to do is we just want the feeling to go away. However, we don't know why the feeling is there in the first place, so therefore we don't know what to do to switch it off or change it up. Okay? So what you have to do is understand it's not a bad thing. Because I can guarantee you, the moment that you stop thinking of it as a negative thing and start just understanding that it's an indicator, like the gas gauge on your car, when it says empty, it's not something's gone wrong. It's that it's supposed to use fuel. And when it uses that fuel, you then replace the fuel. So what are you doing? When it says empty, you don't freak out like something's gone wrong. You understand it's just time to fill up the gas. Well, this is similar. When you are feeling procrastination, it means that the way that you are looking at whatever you're procrastinating on is not helpful in creating what it is that you're you're procrastinating. Let's start that again. You're procrastinating on. So project, okay, action, whatever it is that is you're supposed to do and you're not doing, which is where the procrastination is happening, whatever that is, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so you're thinking about that particular thing in a way that's not helpful, that's not going to take you towards success. It is a manifestational tool that you can use and will help you and also react every single time. In other words, this is number 3, the third biggest mistake that people are making when it comes down, and you are probably making too, when it comes down to procrastination, which is keeping you in procrastination, is trying to push through procrastination. In other words, instead of changing the way you're looking at it, shifting your perspective, and actually using real-time emotional guidance on how to do so, we think, let's just get it done. Let's get up and do the thing. And guess what happens? Here's what happens most times. Most times, you get up, you push through the thing, you get it done, you think, thank God that's done, don't ever want to do that again. Guess what? Got to do it again next week. Oh God, no, not again. And then you procrastinate on next week's work as well. Oh my gosh, is this any way to live? So, especially if you're procrastinating on a piece of your projects or the artwork itself, it's probably because you have a negative expectation about either the process or the outcome of what you're doing. Shift some stuff around in your mind. Don't just try and push through. Actually make the changes, the shifts, and then you'll find that you don't have to push through procrastination. You actually just do it. You feel like doing it. In fact, if you get really good at this, you can enjoy the part of the process that you were not enjoying before. And this is not me saying that you should enjoy things that you don't enjoy. This is you being able to enjoy the things you want to enjoy. In other words, if you don't enjoy editing, then maybe you shouldn't be an editor. But if that is part of your creative process, it's just the most challenging part for you, then you can now shift it so that it's an enjoyable part despite it being a little more challenging. Maybe it's not your forte. Maybe that's not what you're best at. But I guarantee you, if you enjoy it, you'll do it more. If you do it more, you'll become better at it. And the thing is, it will not take too long before you're actually seeing an improvement in the outcomes and therefore feeling better about it, and it becomes an upward spiral. So just to recap on how all of this works. Problem number one, mistake number one, not understanding what procrastination is, why it is there, and how it gets there. Second is demonizing it, making it a bad thing. Nothing has gone wrong. If you are procrastinating, this is feedback about your manifestation, what you're manifesting right now, okay? How you feel about your manifestation, how on track you are with your manifestation. And if you're procrastinating, it's saying that, hey, you need to tweak some stuff in your mindset before you start action. It's not time for action, it's time for attitude adjustment. That's what it's telling you. And of course, our third top mistake that is keeping us in procrastination is, drumroll, is of course that we are trying to push through it instead of actually addressing how and why we are in procrastination in the first place. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that if you are experiencing procrastination, this gives you some ideas on how to shift through procrastination. If you are having problems with it and you are not already in the group, you can go and check out, it's called Super Genius Creatives if you're not already in the group. If you are already in the group and you would like some help with this sort of stuff and putting together an optimal creative process that will make sure that you are getting the best out of your creativity, then just hit me up down below, leave a comment, tell you what, pop genius, the word genius into the comments, and I will have a chat with you and we'll see if we can do something about that. For now, I'm going to say thanks for showing up, guys, and I will see you again next week. Bye.